Hi, and welcome to Between Dimensions. I'm Monica Gonzalez, an astrologer and spiritual healer. And today we are going to discuss shadow work. Have you heard of it? If you haven't, let me tell you about something that could ultimately change your life. So, what's the shadow? Have you heard of this guy, Carl Jung? Swiss psychologist, psychiatrist, something like that? Anyways, he came up with this notion that we, as very complex human beings, have these shadow aspects to ourselves, parts of ourselves that we don't recognize or that we don't see. It is those moments where our rage, grief, anger, jealousy, greed, um, all rises up when we are emotionally triggered, when we are overwhelmed. Our shadow steps in. It's protective, really. It's this aspect of ourselves that when we are feeling attacked, the shadow comes up and is like a shield to us. It's a wonderful shield until it takes us to a place that we don't want to go to. You guys watch true crime? I watch true crime. And it is amazing how you can see that someone's shadow side makes them do some crazy things. And you don't even know some of the people who have committed the most heinous crimes claim they don't remember it, or that something took over them. And that something is a shadow. But, I don't want to scare anyone. It's not demonic. It is something our psyche produced to protect ourselves against people who hurt us. And when we don't feel like we can speak for ourselves or advocate for ourselves, the shadow comes in. But what we need to do is integrate our shadow. We need to recognize it, embrace it, love it, because it is the part of us that makes us powerful. It is the part of us that makes us fierce. It is the part of us that makes people a little scared of us. We don't want to get rid of that. It's an important part of us. We want to integrate it so that we can utilize it when we need to, but keep it under control. So how do we do that? What do we do? Right? Okay. Generally, the best way to recognize your shadow aspects is right after a fight. If you got into an argument with your husband or your wife, if you got into an argument with your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, a friend, anybody, it's time to look at your shadow aspects and really understand why. Why did you behave in the way that you behaved? Why did you act out in the way you acted out? Because let me tell you, no matter how much you convince yourself that you did nothing wrong, I'm sorry to tell you, but you are just as much a part of that argument as the other person. You are 50% of it. And I know you know that logically, but I also know it doesn't feel like that because we always want to blame the other person. But part of this empowering experience of shadow work is to recognize the part that we played, the part that created the chaos, and to understand where that came from. So how do you do that? One of the best ways to do that is through journaling, which is why I have put together 2 journals to help you out. You can get them both on Amazon. I will link it in the notes. The first one is called Own Your Darkness. I hope you can see that. And this is 10 exercises that will take you step by step on how to do shadow work. I forget how much it costs, but it's less than 20 bucks. The second one is Darkness Speaks. This is supplemental if you need a little additional help. It's 100 journal prompts to really help you discover the shadow aspects of yourself. Because let me tell you, the second you start doing this work, it never stops. It never ends. You will do this till the end, because we always get triggered, and it's okay. Being spiritual or being enlightened doesn't mean that you don't get angry. It doesn't mean that you don't have bad times or sad moments. Being spiritual and enlightened means accepting those moments and recognizing that they're part of this human experience, and that it's okay. It's okay to be exactly who you are. It's okay that maybe you threw a fit because someone said something that just triggered you. And maybe that fit wasn't called for, and maybe that fit wasn't necessary. It's okay. But it is important to recognize it. It's important to take accountability. It's important for your own soul to realize that you are also part of the issue. Not in a bad way, in a beautiful way, in a human way. So, okay, you get into a fight, you leave, you feel horrible. Maybe you eat, maybe you have some ice cream, maybe you have some cookies, you vent, you're telling everyone about how horrible this person is. Then you should get a journal. You don't have to get mine. Get any journal and start writing. And start writing, why did that bother me so much? What was it about that experience that left me feeling so hurt and so betrayed? Was it really that person? Or have I felt those feelings before? Was there something in my past that made me feel insignificant the way this current situation made me feel? And once you start threading that needle, that line, recognizing how what is triggering you today has been with you since the beginning, since your childhood, since the trauma that you experienced growing up in this crazy world. And once you can realize, wow, that past experience no longer defines me, no longer is who I am. Once you can rise above whatever it is that happened in the past, to be the person you want to be the person that you know you are, that strong, independent, powerful, calm, intelligent, mature, enlightened person that you are. That's when you start integrating your shadow. And that's when life changes. Because as you start integrating these little aspects of yourself, maybe your dad embarrassed you by making fun of you in front of other people. Once you can realize, wow, okay, my dad, excuse my language, but that's okay. Everyone is. Everyone's a person. He probably didn't mean it, probably doesn't remember it. And it is not going to define me any longer. Once you can fully accept that, fully embrace that, then you've just integrated a little part of your shadow. And next time someone does something that embarrasses you, you can look at them and say, are you trying to embarrass me? Are you trying to hurt me? Are you trying to make me feel bad? And approach them with curiosity, approach them with patience. Because a lot of times when someone is trying to hurt you, it's because they're hurt themselves. And I know you guys all know this. So, like I said, next time you have some sort of argument, go through your process, vent, eat, watch TV, take a shower, and then really sit with what happened. Sit with why you reacted the way you did. Really look at and analyze what you did. Take accountability for your actions. Recognize that maybe that person didn't mean it, or their intentions weren't meant to hurt you, or their own little bubble that they live in doesn't give them visibility to recognize that they're being condescending. Because let me tell you, a lot of people are very ignorant, and half the time they hurt you, they don't even know. So be patient, recognize that, write about it. If there's something from your past that bubbles up, embrace it, integrate it, and keep moving forward. And that's how, little by little, you become a better person. Because the next time someone does or says anything that truly triggers you, you won't feel that trigger. You'll recognize it for what it is. You'll say, oh, this is that same trigger point I had before. And you will move forward peacefully with curiosity. And you will leave that situation feeling powerful, feeling amazing, because you didn't allow anything to disturb your peace. And that is how we build a better world. And that is how we bring light into this world. By being strong in our authenticity, by being strong in who we are, by not allowing anyone else to disturb our inner peace and our calm, to not lash back out at them, to not do something crazy, never, ever, ever, ever get physical with someone, ever. That's not allowed. And maybe little by little, if we get enough people to do some shadow work, we get enough people to make themselves a better version of themselves, we can stop some of this craziness. We can be the community we want to be. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this monologue video that I just went off the cuff with, but I think shadow work is really important. It is a sacred practice. If you want some hands-on work together, you can find me on Calendly and schedule a shadow work session with me. Like I said, you could also pick up these journals on Amazon, or feel free to DM me or reach out to me via Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or email me at betweendimensions111@gmail.com.